We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-game.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello. 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 Hope everybody's doing fine. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You know, I don't like putting the glasses underneath. I really don't. Oh well. It'll have to be that way today. Thank you, Miss Luke Hazley, for kicking off the contribution. Thank you so much, beloved. I hope your dentist appointment went well, because I've been back and forth to the dentist. I'm so tired of going to the dentist. But hopefully I can be done with my liners in a couple of months. Yes, love, see, we will put our phone in our hijab in a minute. I'm telling you, if you get that hijab tight enough where you almost choke, but if you can slide your iPhone right here, baby, it's better than having a whatchamacallit in your ear. Thank you, Shocks 112. It's better than an earbud. Because when you got your hijab on, you got your earbud in, sometimes that actually hurt. That actually hurt. Like it's out hurting your ears. Like, okay, let me dig this thing out my ear. Because the hijab like presses it in. So it's a little bit uncomfortable. But sliding that phone right there, yes. All right. So we are talking about post-war Black women consistently being miserable. Thank you, Mogul Maze. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Being miserable post-war. And here I'm talking about the women that get around my age, late 30s, 40s, you know, and they've never really had a successful relationship in all of that time. Not a successful one. They've had, you know, it may be 5 years over here, maybe 3 years over there. And it always ends in some type of thing. And then they go into the delusion about, well, I'm happy being single. I'm single by choice. You know, we gonna go through sort of what those things are and what saying that stuff is really about. Because the reason why they're older post-war and miserable and can't come out of it is because when they were young, they practiced independence. Now, this kind of ties into the whole thing where men are trying to figure out, why is it that you didn't want a good man when you were young? But when you get older, you all of a sudden want the type of men that you turn down. And see, some men, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bust a myth right now. You gotta not listen to what hyenas say, because a hyena will obfuscate all the time, like every time. She's rarely ever being genuine about what's really going on with her and why she make the choices that she make. So you can't listen to them, because she'll sit and tell you that the reason why she choose the men that she choose is because those men that she don't want are unattractive to her. This is a lie. This is why when they get older, they're actually attracted to those very men. They were always physically attracted to these men, because that go into yet another myth. See, we mythbusters today. That go into yet another myth about good men being unattractive or something. You know what I'm saying? Or not having a masculine aura, or not being, having a certain energy. It's the same myth. I don't know when we gonna do away with this stuff. It's the same myth that good women are ugly. It's the same thing on the other side. It's plenty of good women, but she's not good looking. She's not a bad bee, and all of that type of stuff. And we gotta kind of really get over that kind of stuff, because good women aren't ugly. Like, that's not an automatic, because there's some ugly hyenas out here. So, that's not automatic. Thank you, chemistry. I like that, chemistry. That's cool. Thank you. It's not that the women haven't been attracted when they're young. They're attracted. That's why you get to talk to them and this and that and try to be with them and stuff like that don't work. She physically attracted. She's attracted to the masculinity that the men have. The problem that she run into, the reason why she leaves the relationship, or she sabotages it in order to leave it and it not be her fault, quote unquote. The reason why she do all of this is because the man that's doing something, it's not that she not attracted to him. It's that being with him is too difficult for her. Do we get that? Being with him is too difficult. How is it too difficult, Crimson? You just gotta do, what you gotta do. No. Not so. See, it's too difficult because it challenges something that she's never had to work on, that nobody taught her. And if they did try to teach it to her, she didn't want it. She didn't want to do it. And that is her followership. Because we talk a lot about leadership. We talk a lot about whether the men have good leadership, bad leadership, no leadership, all of that type of stuff. But what we never talk about is the women's followership that's problematic. Why is following problematic? Because followership actually requires a couple of things. See, it's not as simple as, let me put it this way. Following is simple, but not always easy. Do we understand that? Following is simple. It's simple. The concept is simple. I give you instruction, you carry it out. Concept very simple. But carrying it out isn't always easy to do. And some of the things that make it not necessarily easy to do is whether or not you got it in you to follow these certain type of instructions. You understand? Thank you, Bruce Edwards. That's so accurate. No lies detected. Thank you. So this challenges followership, especially in Black women who are taught independence, that interdependent is not even something that we talk about in the Black culture when we talk to Black women about relationships with men and Black men in particular. We don't ever say the word interdependent. Okay? It's either independent or codependent. Both things ruin a relationship. Being independent within a relationship will ruin it. Being codependent in a relationship will ruin it. Only interdependence actually is supportive and healthy within a relationship. I'm going to get to what I'm really saying. Thank you, Farrah Ismail. So we know good women aren't ugly. You right there and fine. You right there and fine. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. So Black women have been taught, be independent, don't do what a man say. Now, that's going to challenge her followership, because what that's doing is corrupting her followership before she can really deal with it. And she stops doing it, or she stops paying attention to her followership in the home before she get to a man. Because the first leader that she dishonor is her father. As you know, and obviously I'm talking about her father's in the home and all that type of stuff, or in her life. The first leader that she ignores, and the first set of 4 P's that she dishonors is the 4 P's that her father gives her. Because being with a father, a daughter being with her father, living with her father, that is the training ground of her leader, of her followership. Can she follow masculinity? Because see, it go beyond go clean your room. It go beyond go in there and wash these dishes. It go beyond, you know what I'm saying, go help your brother with his homework. It go beyond that type of stuff. See, those are different little tasks that's simple to do and actually easy to do. Because if she don't do them, she just being hard-headed at that point. The test of the followership doesn't come with the simple task. The test of the followership comes with the intangible. Do we know what I mean by that? It comes with the intangible. When it starts calling on her trust, when it starts calling on her integrity, when it starts calling on her value system, that's where it becomes challenging. Because if she don't have a good value system, or she's not paying attention to it, that simple thing, follow my lead, actually become challenging to her. So this is why a girl in the home with her father is so incredibly important, because it's his job to get that out of her, or to prevent it from going in the first place. Because as she get older, that following become more complex. It's more than go pick up your toys and put it in the room. She 15 now, ain't no toys to put up. So now the instruction become, don't wear that skirt outside of this door. Why do you even have that? You can't wear that. You can't go to school with that on. Not no daughter of mine won't. Thank you, Ebony Days. Now, the challenge here is whether or not she going to do what her father said, which calls on her integrity to do what he said. Or is she going to take the skirt, put it in her book bag, go to school and change at school so she can fake like she did what he said, but really she did what she wanted to do, and she tried to fake and come back with them same clothes on, like she didn't take that skirt to school. You understand what I'm saying? This is the challenge of followership. And when they're girls, when black women are girls, they learn usually from their mother and the other women in the family not to listen to the men. Don't listen to her daddy. Her daddy don't know what he's talking about. You ain't got to listen to your daddy. Girl, just go ahead, and she get into that mode. I don't have to listen to men. When they give me direction, I got the choice of whether or not I want to do it. That's actually how you dishonor a man's 4 Ps, specifically his problem solving. You actually dishonor it. You go to him, you want your problem solved, he give you a problem to solve. Now all of a sudden you got all these different ideas about it. You didn't even know the answer 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago, you was confused. He give you an instruction and let you know, okay, this is what you're supposed to do to get that done. Now all of a sudden you're confused again. No, you're not. Actually, you're not. Because now you're trying to find a way to problem solve. He already did that. That's why you came over there to ask questions. But I'm getting a little bit off track. Because the reason why she's choosing these lackluster men when she's young is because they're easy to be with. See, these men have little to no leadership. Therefore, he does not require following. You just be with him. See, it's different. Being with a man and following a man is 2 different things. Because dudes that don't really got nothing going on and he not really leading nowhere because he's not going anywhere, you just be with that guy. You just chill with him. Y'all may go out, y'all have sex. You know what I'm saying? Y'all parlay and finesse y'all way into a relationship. I never know how that happens. How you get into relationships without conversations. I don't understand that. And y'all just start living together or whatever, however it flow, you just vibing. Which is crazy to me. You just vibing. That's just being with a dude. That's why they actually prefer to deal with those men. Because she can't meet the challenge of the man that comes into her vicinity to actually lead her. She can't meet that challenge. Because I bet you that especially a woman that's averagely good looking to really good looking, she has had a man come to her in her youth, in her 20s and stuff, that came around, that wanted to actually have a serious relationship with her that might end up in a marriage. And what she'll do is she become terrified of that man. She terrified of that man. And it's not even so much being terrified of him, because that's actually a projection. What she's scared of is that she's not going to be able to produce what he want her to produce, which is her femininity and her followership. And he demands it of her. He's demanding it of her. And she not ready. Even if he attempts to teach her how to do it, she not ready to do that because she petrified. Because this is foreign to her. And this is something that's really, what's the word I'm looking for? This is something that's, there's a word. I hate when I forget the word. But this is almost exclusive to black women. And the reason why I say this almost exclusive to black women is because we culturally come from don't need no man, don't do what no man say. We come from,
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, And as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
We come from that. We continuously get that. We continuously get taught that foolishness, that level of foolishness right there. Other women don't culturally get taught that. In her house, in, in leisure time, in her social circles, listening to her mama when she growing up, all of this type of stuff. Culturally, other women don't necessarily get that lesson. We get that as a hard lesson. We get that ingrained. Thank you, Norrin. Thank you so much.
Thank you for supporting me on my show. Okay. I just wanna thank you for helping me on my show. All right.
Thank you, Norrin. Thank you so much for that awesome contribution. Thank you. And Dr. Michelle said something. How you doing today, Dr. Michelle? She said something really important. She says she's programmed and petrified because to act differently from her beliefs creates cognitive dissonance, which is difficult to resolve and requires a shift in her belief. Exactly. This is where that fear come in at. Thank you, Shocks112 says it's like looking for an applaud for being an adult. Her inability to do this, she'll blame on, if you ask one of these older women, well, why come you didn't get with the guy that met you when you was 25, blah, 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 blah. You talk about that guy. Why come you didn't get with that guy? Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Theo Johnson. Thank you for that contribution, beloved. She'll say, if you ask her, well, what happened? You was 20 something, you was in college, whatever the situation might have been. What happened to the guy that you talk about that, you were so in love with and blah, 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 blah. And he wanted to marry you and, and all of this type of stuff. What happened to that? And the thing that they'll say, what do they say? They'll say, I was young and stupid and I wasn't ready. They'll make that excuse. I was young and stupid and I wasn't ready. Now it sounds like accountability. That if you don't look no deeper than that, it almost want to sound like she's taking accountability for missing an opportunity with a good man. But the part that she's not telling you is that she recognized who this man was and what this man was trying to do. She recognized it. The problem with her was that it's not so much stupidity or naivete. It's being a coward about the challenge she's not sure she can meet. So she'll say, well, I was being naive. I was being, I was young. I ain't really know. No, she knew she wanted that man. She knew that man was good for her. She knew he wanted her. But every time he attempted to lead her, she fought. She fought it. Why I gotta do that? I can't do that. Or whatever she's saying. Or just going ghost on him, or just, or doing things that she know will run him away. Cheat on him, and all this other type of stuff. She doing stuff that's going to run him off. And the more he attempt to, no, let's get this together, because what he's doing is problem solving and troubleshooting her trouble. is what he's doing. And she don't want that. She do and she don't. She do want it, but she's scared of that. So then the thing that she starts saying is, well, he was controlling. He was controlling. And the part that a lot of women don't like is that, yes, he is controlling. He is controlling. And see, feminism and how you put a bad spin on that, but it's not. They want you to believe that a man who attempts to control or influence the people and the environment around him is some type of bad thing, and it's not. He is controlling. He trying to control what's going on because he can't be responsible for individuals in his circle that he can't influence. He can't tell you nothing. So why do you need to get his 4 P's? You don't. You don't. He cannot provide for, problem solve for, protect, nor procreate with a woman that refuses to actually come under his influence and control. That's actually submission. You have to willingly be doing that. And a lot of black women don't understand what submission and what followership actually entails. It has to be something you're willing to do. It can't be something he makes you do. But we're going to get more into that after these messages. We'll be right back.
Thank you for joining the A-Game Zoom meeting. Juan, start us off with your financial projections. Wait, does he even know he's lying?
Why are his pants so tight?
Oh, you just got the... Is he pop locking?
He does have moves. Go on.
Or the breakdance?
Ooh, I hope he doesn't split his tight pants.
Oh, go one. Go, eat the birthday. Go one, eat the birthday.
You better clap yourself, let's work. And they're dancing around like we crazy.
Okay, that was pretty good. Now that Juan has given us his unauthorized dance routine, does anyone else have a dance routine they want to do? Okay, well, let's get back to showing the world why A-Game is the #1 herbal solution in the world. However, I kind of want to know why his pants were so tight too. But let's get back to being on our A-Game.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, I got to do one or the other. It's either going to be downloading the A-Game formula with Iron Man, or we going to have to clap ourselves back to work like Juan. But Juan be on his A-Game. And we are also on our A-Game, our A-Game, A-Game, We on our A-Game around here. And if you want to know, should you be getting on your A-Game, the answer is definitely yes, because A-Game is the #1 herbal solution for men's health. All right? Completely natural. There's nothing in this that is artificial, that is inactive, that give you a false sense of energy with caffeines and sugars and things that you can't figure out what's going on with them. A-Game is developed with 21 wonderful herbs that actually support a man's health through supporting his energy, his vitality, his strength, and his libido. So if you are looking to get on your A-Game and you go into the store and it's all these supplements and it's all this stuff that say it's going to give you this type of energy, that type of energy, blah, blah, blah. And you're looking at it like, look no further then A game. If you're looking for a boost in the gym, you're looking for a boost in the boardroom, you're looking for a boost in the bedroom, whatever you're looking to be in your A game and on top of, you need A game in order to achieve it. So in order to become part of the A game family, all you got to do is click the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com, and do not forget your 10% discount using the code Kendra10 to get A game delivered to you ASAP. Okay? And I owe y'all something. Bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button. Bam, bam. You gotta I'm trying to remember it. But we got something because I want to show you guys a little clip of a man telling us what exactly it is. So let me share my screen really quickly. And I'm going to play this video for you guys.
Hey, let's talk about this bullshit real quick.
Now, if you can't see it, the comment that he's responding to a comment from a woman that says, instead blame black women. Are you the leaders or aren't you? So this is what he is responding to.
Instead, that you won't follow for you being lost. Hey.
Now, let me stop sharing. Okay. Now you hear a man say it. You hear a man say it. Exactly what I'm talking about. Because you're lost. You practiced independence in your youth. You're not gonna all of a sudden be able to deal with following a man in your 40s and you haven't had that training, beloved. You were supposed to get that in girlhood through your teenage years. Okay? Most lionesses, not all, because some of us have had to learn it on our own and pick it up quick. So all lionesses have not been in an ideal situation to become the lionesses that we are. Many of us had to struggle because we live here. Okay? But most lionesses had men in their lives, either fathers or father figures, that we actually had to listen to. I had to listen to my daddy. He ain't play that. I learned early on that men don't be playing. They'll talk nice to you. They'll sit you on their lap. You know, when you a little girl, they'll sit you on their lap. Shoot, your husband sometimes sit you on his lap talking to you because we little girls. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Women being children. Because a lot of women get offended by that, but we needn't get offended by that. In any case, I'm not going to veer off into that. Your daddy, he'll be nice to you. He'll talk sweet to you. Sometimes he'll talk stern to you. Sometimes he gonna yell at you. Sometimes he gonna have various different ways in which to reach you and communicate with you. But all in all, if you grew up with your daddy, he ain't playing. I don't care how soft he talk to you and hug you while he talking to you. He mean everything he said. And it would behoove you to intake all of that. It really would. Because he trying different tactics, not only because you're a child, but because you're a girl child. And many masculine men understand I can't talk to my girl like I do my boy. She's not going to receive what I'm saying if I'm hammering her all the time. I gotta hammer a little bit, and then I gotta come behind that with the love, and then I might have to hammer it again because girls is hard-headed. So, I might have to do the love thing. Like I might have to do this time and time again throughout her lifetime. It's not gonna stop. But this is teaching her how to follow. I'm giving instruction. And I'm going to need you to remember these instructions. It's not just for this time. 5 years from now, if we come back to this same situation, unless I change the instruction, I'm going to need you to remember. Black women do not like because they think it makes them small. They do not like or want to face the fact that she is actually in need of a man to teach her 3 things. Women need men to teach 3 things, among others. How to be feminine. Men actually teach that. How to be feminine, how to give the femininity to him, and how to be a better woman/person. That is what men teach women. That is what they teach. That is what they do. Men and women don't like to face that fact because we think on some level that makes us small, or that makes us stupid, or that makes us, something negative. And it's not. It's just the way that it is. Your daddy, if he with your mama, he taught her femininity. Especially if she didn't learn nothing from her dad. If she didn't really learn that from her dad, then her man got to do it. And even if she did, her man got to tweak it. It don't never stop. This is why we say women don't never outgrow their dad, because they never outgrow what men have to offer. They never outgrow leadership. They never do. So whether she learned it well from her father or not, when she come into her husband's house, her husband gotta teach her. This is how you be feminine, and then in turn, this is how you give the femininity to me. This is how I want it from you. And on top of that, I'm going to work with you and give you tools to become a better person, because you got to evolve, because that's what men do. And if he evolves and you stay stagnant, he'll leave you behind. You'll get left in the dust. If you can't do it, that's part of the followership, the evolution of you. The evolution of you. Do we get that? Do we agree? This is why only when black women get older, then she can bring herself to understand the need for a man's covering. Okay? But there's a roadblock. There's a roadblock. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know what the roadblock is. And it's really not really what you think. It's not the obvious stuff. The roadblock, okay, she's not going to become a wife despite the realization that she needs a man's covering, mainly because for many, this realization comes about due to selfish reasons. She needs help now, and the world has beat her down, okay? And she still, the reason why she can't come out is because she still has not done any self-work, nor does she intend to. See, just because they get on TikTok and cry about what they realize and how they need a man now and all that kind of stuff. See, a lot of times that's not coming from a self-accountability realization standpoint. That's coming from I'm older, I can see the end in sight, I don't want to really work no more like I did in my 20s and stuff like that. I'm getting tired. I'm actually getting lonely. I'm actually, you know what I'm saying, this done got old. This whole run through thing and men coming by and dudes sliding through and and all of these meaningless connections that I have with these men that don't care about me. I don't care about them. I think back to the men that I ran off and the one that really loved me and the one that really wanted me. Now this man done got married, had kids. He's successful in his life. He ain't thinking about me. I'm the one still trying to reach back. Thank you, Philip J, supporting the channel. Thank you so much. I gotta reach back 10, 15, 20 years to a man that I knew was the it, but I thought I was the it, so I thought he would chase me, but he really didn't. Okay? When I started running and he was just like, adios, since you running. Because I know you don't think I'm about to give chase, because I'm not. All I did was make space available for you to be here. If you don't want to be here, you can roll. Like we good. We good. We good, all good in the hood over here. So you can bounce. You know? All you let me know is that you don't want to be over here, and that's good. Okay. Don't roll back 12 years later after your relationships done failed. After your career didn't take off the way you thought it would. After this didn't work and that didn't work and 2 more kids and blah, 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 blah. And debt and, you're jaded and you're bitter now and all this other kind of stuff. Like, don't come back. Don't come back. She can't get out of it because she hasn't done any work on herself. And she don't intend to. But here's the kicker. For a lot of women, even if she intends on doing work, if she's in her 40s and she never had a successful relationship, she gonna find it even more difficult to cultivate followership, because now you call yourself set in your ways. Now you call yourself set in your ways. Now you've been so long in masculine energy, doing stuff yourself and all of that type of stuff, that you can't deal with a man's leadership now. You can't do it. Because he gonna come in. It's that same program when you was 10, when you was 16, when you was 18, when you was 23, when you was 28, when you was 32, when you was 37. It's the same program. Leadership, men may lead differently, but the overall of leadership and masculinity don't really change. That's the problem. The components of leadership don't change. It don't change. Men are going to give provision. They are going to problem solve. They are going to protect. They are going to procreate. And that in itself is the laying down of system, order, and structure. It don't change. It's going to be harder now at 49 than it was at 29. You should have did it when you was 20-something. With that man, he would have been able. That is what men are talking about when they say they want a young woman to mold. What is the molding? I'm going to instruct her how to be feminine, how to get a femininity to me, and how to be a better woman in person. That's what I'm going to do with her. I'm going to tailor make this one. I'm going to make her. I'm going to make her. I'm going to build her. I'm going to create it. That's why he wants the building blocks of a wife. That's why he wants that. That is what it means to say you are a wife already. That when a man say you're a wife when I met you, that means he saw the building blocks of a wife as opposed to a thought, as opposed to a whore, as opposed to just a chick for the street. I saw a woman that had a value system, or she had the potential to pick up a good value system, the one that I'm living by. So she got the potential to pick it up. She ain't let herself, you know what I'm saying, get ran through and get did this way and that way by all kind of men. She has not done that. So therefore, she got something I can work with. She come to me with, and you know the biggest thing you gotta have as a woman that a man can work with, and he'll work with you all the day long. You know what the one? Put a 2 in the chat if you want to know, ladies, if you want to know what you really got to have, the one trait that even if you had 10 other traits, if you ain't got this trait, it ain't finna work. I'm going to give you the one trait you got to have. I'm going to give you the one trait you got to have. The one trait that a woman got to have for a man to wife her. I don't care if she can cook, clean. I don't care if she has sex like a porn star. I don't care whatever other trait she have. If she don't have this one, it will never work. She has to have willingness. Thank you, Taha. So I had a dream that I was chased by an algorithm or a thought, whatever a thought. Salute, Kendra. Thank you so much. She got to have willingness. If he see you not even willing, you not even trying, there's no effort, there's no, you just sitting back on your tuffet and you ain't gonna do it. No. And 6 months done went by. A year done went by. Year and a half done went by. 2 years done went by. And you ain't moved from that spot. He look around and you ain't moved from that spot now. You ain't made no significant stride from the spot he met you at. This is why men don't like hearing stuff like, I was dressing like this when you met me. I was doing this when you met me. I was doing that when you met me. That's why that don't fly. The reason why that doesn't fly is because, yes, I met you doing a certain thing, but I thought I could elevate you from that and you won't let it happen. You still talking that same talk you was talking 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 kids ago, like you still there. We not doing it. That's bad followership. That's bad followership. You still on that same program that I met you on. Why you doing that? Didn't I tell you that wasn't the best program for you? I had something better for you to do. And no matter which way I turned it, you didn't want it. And you spit on it and you kicked it and you told me it wasn't no good. And all of that foolishness, and I stuck with you anyway. Trying to get you to open your eyes, trying to get you to understand, trying to wait, see, do it dawn on you. It nothing. It don't dawn on you. The moon don't rise. The sun don't rise. It don't set. It don't change. Like, come on. Come on. Well, I was doing this when he met me. Why he don't like it? He never liked it. He thought you could do better. Your mind ain't even changed. You still running around here wearing them same clothes you had 2 years ago. What's wrong with you? So you just don't do no evolution. Okay. That's why in her 40s, no matter how she pined for this man that she wants, she ain't gonna get him. Because he gonna come through. And if she cute enough, he gonna stop. He gonna talk to her. He gonna try to see where she at in her head. And he gonna make a determination of whether or not she got willingness. Are you willing? And not willing because you desperate. Now, see, willing and desperate is two different things. We're not talking about desperate. We're talking about willing. Men know the difference between desperate and willing. Do you want to do what? Because submission is about the wanting to do it. Just like the brother said in the video, it's not my job to force you into it. That's not submission. For those of us who believe in God, God don't even want that. God wants you to follow of your own volition. Do what he say of your own volition. He ain't down here micromanaging you. You either gonna do what God wants you to do and see him on the day of judgment in good condition, or you're gonna do what you want to do and you're still gonna see him on the day of judgment and you ain't gonna like it. Whichever one. He ain't down here striking folks down with no lightning strikes. And he got your heart beating. And he got your lungs breathing. You understand that? God is doing for you what nobody can do for you. He got them eyes seeing. He got that tongue wagging. Okay? He got that blood pumping. He got your brain thinking. He got you up and moving. Can't nobody supply that. And he don't force you into submission. He wants you to submit. He got some consequences if you don't. But hey, it's all hands off. You do it if you want to do it. I ain't gonna make it. Not nan time did Jesus put nan gun, sword, or nothing to none of them disciples' head or neck. You understand? They had the full choice and capacity to follow or not. He ain't mad at you. You ain't got to do it. Submission has to be voluntary, or else it's not submission. It's conquering and force and coercion and all of that. Here's how we get around this stuff. And the young women, I need the young women to take heed, right? Because when you're young, I got some advice for my young women. I need my young women to listen up. This might even go for some of the older ones. You got to practice your followership with your father. This is especially so if you are young and unmarried. Practice your followership with your father. Go to your daddy. I don't care how grown you are. If you are unmarried, especially if you have never been married, I don't care if you're 32 years old, go to your daddy. Go to your father. If you know who your daddy is, if you can reach your daddy, if he was in your life, Go to your father and honor him if you can. If you can do it. If he alive and he around and you can talk to him and stuff like that, go to your father and honor your father. When I say honor your father, what am I talking about? First of all, let him thank him. First of all, thank him. That's number one. Thank him. Because they want you to thank your mama. I don't care if she was a drug addict, you know what I'm saying, and a prostitute. They want you to thank your mama. So we're going to thank our fathers is what we're going to do. We're going to go to our fathers. You're going to thank him for being your father. You're going to let him know who and what he has been to you in your life. That's what you're going to do. If you have been nonchalant about following his leadership, I want you to apologize to him for that. Apologize to your daddy. That every time he gave you good sound advice, you went the other way and you did what you wanted to do, and that didn't turn out so well. I know this apply to somebody. If you are an unmarried woman, put yourself under your father or father figure's leadership today. I don't want to care nothing about how grown you are and you haven't. I don't care nothing about this.
I said, as long as you got your own house, as long as you got your own transportation, and as long as you got your own income, it don't matter what a ninja got to say.
Please tell me y'all could hear that. I don't care nothing about none of that. Having your car, I don't care nothing about none of that. Go to your father. If you are an unmarried woman and your daddy or a father figure, man you respect, go put yourself, if he'll have you, under his leadership now. A mentor, I don't care who you got to find. Put yourself under his leadership. And then proceed to respect his leadership. If you ask him for something, or you ask him to problem solve, or you ask him to protect you in some way, or you ask him for his procreation in terms of his affection and things of that nature, do not dishonor it by getting after he done told you something. Now you done got to yourself. Now you done got all these different ideas about what you gonna do and what you ain't gonna do. And then justify it by saying how grown you are. Because whatever you've been doing, if you ain't been following your father or father figure's leadership and your life ain't turned out good, you might want to change up your tactic. Change your tactics. Do something else. Allow your father, mentor, or father figure to vet men for you. Because women do not choose men properly. There's a reason why historically, thank you 39 Dina, there's a reason why historically men have chosen their daughters' husbands for them. Because a man see what a woman will never see. He is not beguiled by thinking the guy's hot and all that kind of stuff. He ain't swayed by the masculinity and the machismo of the man. Your daddy is not swayed by that because he a man too. You swayed by it. But that don't count for nothing. You just attracted to him. And that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But a daddy is going to see something else. And he going to either say, baby, this ain't the man for you. Or, like my father did one time, told the guy, my daughter not for you. I know my daughter. And seeing what I'm seeing from you right now, which is not a bad thing. You a good dude. But my daughter not going to be a good match for you. You going to be mad at her. You going to be mad at her. Trust me, I raised her. And she a good woman, but she's not the woman for you. It's not going to work. I can already see that. That's not going to work. This not going to work. I know you like her and she attractive. My daughter pretty. But it ain't gonna work. And I like that little guy. He was trying to marry me and talk to me and stuff like that. And I brought him to my dad. This wasn't no dating situation. This was like he was trying to court. And I brought him to my father. And that's what my father said in front of, after he talked to that man a couple of hours, he said that right in front of me and everybody else. It was me and that guy. He said that. I looked at my dad like, what? He's like, you're not gonna be no good for this one. He's fine, but he need another woman. Not you. I raised you. You don't know I know you. Oh, okay. And you know what I did? I didn't talk to that guy no more. I didn't talk to him after that day. It wasn't no bad thing, but I said, he tried to call me. I said, you heard what my daddy said. He said, well, when you got to do what your daddy say. I said, if I don't do what my daddy say, what make you think I'm going to do what you say? He said, you know what? You got a point. He said, you got a point. I said, yeah. I said, I can't do it, but I'm not going to have my daddy mad at me. Thank you again, Taha. Says Stacey Abrams of Atlanta represents an old antiquated ideology. It's 2023. Do we need a new software now? Sometimes our operating system may not work if we are out of time. This is facts. And thank you, Taha. You got to listen to your dad. Listen to the men in your life that are looking out for you. Put yourself under their leadership. That's number one. So you can practice your followership. That is what you're doing. Men will hold up a mirror for you so that you can get these things corrected in a way where your husband or potential husband don't have all this work to do with you. Allow your father figure or father to vet men for you. This is part of putting yourself under his leadership. Do not allow yourself to be run through. And because this creates bitterness in you as a woman that you cannot overcome. Do not allow yourself to be run through. Now, for some of you, it's too late. For some of you, it's too late. But the young ones, I'm talking to you. Do not just be calling yourself having fun and all of this type of stuff. Getting ran through because you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. And it ain't going to be nobody's fault but yours. We are not going to blame the guys for the stuff that you let them do. Now, this is what your mama should have told you now. Don't let yourself be ran through because it creates bitterness in your heart towards men. It is you practicing the transaction. You can't do that. Because if you practice the transaction, you will be transactional. You'll be for the streets. Wives have to practice being wives. We have to practice that. That's got to come from somewhere. Not just because you think that's what you want to do now that you done got too old to thought and bop. That's not how that works. Discover, and the last thing that you need to do, this is next to the last thing. The last thing you need to do is discover how to improve honoring a man's 4 P's. Now, the honoring of a man's 4 P's depends on who you are. It starts with who you are before you try to look for any fault within him. Whether or not you can improve yourself on the honoring of a man's 4 P's depends on you. This is what I mean. Look to see if you are working from a place of negativity. I need you to write this down, ladies. Place of negativity. If you working from a place of trauma, and the negativity is gonna show up as things like self-doubt, blaming others for the outcomes that you have. Lack of accountability is a huge one, and the inability to take constructive criticism. If you are suffering or struggling with things like this, I'll name them again: self-doubt, negative thoughts, blaming others for the outcomes that you have, lack of accountability, and the inability to take constructive criticism, then you need to do that work. Or at minimum, if you find yourself in a relationship with a man that's looking to work with you, you have to do this work. He can only hold the mirror to you. You have to work. He can only give the tool to you. You have to work. Don't get caught up in all of these other things, okay? You cannot get caught up in all of these other types of thoughts about this, that, and the third, and whether or not you can, and whether you have to have, what did I tell you before? You have to have a spirit of willingness. You got to have a willing spirit that come with a positive spirit, that come with a I can do this spirit. I can be a lioness and I can be one for him. I can look at what he wants out of me and I can provide that from him, because if you do not come from that area, you will fail. You will fail. You cannot come from a negative, doubtful area. Because God don't want it and your man don't want it. You really to think about it in a spiritual way, because it's really a spiritual thing. If you are praying to God, but you pray, but you don't believe nothing that you about to pray for, nothing like that, you don't believe God gonna do it, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. What do the Bible say? So a man thinketh, so he is. What you think in your mind, that's what it'll be. God don't need you to do what he do. But if you praying, why come you don't believe in the God you praying to? What's the point? What's the point of that? You might as well get on up. You might as well get up off the prayer floor. Get off the prayer floor. Don't nobody want to see, get out your prayer closet and all, get on up out of there. Come on up out of there. Come on about your prayer closet. Don't nobody want to hear that. Them prayers about to hit you in your head, because they just bounce up in the ceiling and come back down, hit you in your head. So you don't need to come on about the prayer closet before you get a concussion now, because you sending them prayers up and that timber coming right back down on you. Now I need you to stop, because I'm worried about you. You're getting concussions. Okay? You're sending them whacked out prayers up and they ain't going past your ceiling. You put a helmet on when you pray. Thank you, the Do Better podcast. Said no simp, but I swear Crimson is who I picture when I think what kind of woman I would be proud to have on my arm as my wife. Bruh. Respectfully, of course. Thank you so much, and I really appreciate that as well. Thank you again, Miss Lucchese. Said also, do not pay mind to those questioning your new behavior. That is your path. Find new friends if that is the case. Precisely. I'm glad you said that, Miss Lucchese. Don't pay no mind. It's going to be a lot of naysayers. It's going to be a lot of naysayers. Do not pay that no mind. I don't care who it is. You are trying to be wife material. And being wife material means that you work on and you evolve and you make better and make improvements on your followership. Okay? That's what you got to do. It's a hard road, right? But you can travel it. Have a can-do attitude. I can do this. I got this. That's different from being cocky and arrogant. But have a positive, just like when you pray to your Lord. I'm asking, for this and that. Allah, give me this, give me that. I got to believe that. I got to approach that with the I'm going to get this attitude. I can't approach it with a, let me pray. I sure don't think that's going to happen. Well, get up off the floor then. As we say among the Muslims, quit bending at the waist and bumping your face then. Ain't nobody got time for that. You somewhere study going. Just stand up. Just stand up. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You have to believe that you can do this. If you with a man and he working with you, work with him. Just be willing to do it. It's going to be some rough road. It's going to be some obstacles. It's going to be some roadblocks. And those things are going to be inside of you. Be prepared for that. That's in you. You going to have to pick it out and say, okay, this is garbage. Okay, this is okay, but I got to work on it. This is good. I'm good here. These are my positives. I'm doing very well right here. This needs some work. Let me work. That's what I got for you. Miss Danica, my sis. Thank you, beloved. Thank you so much, my sis. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. We done went over. I didn't even know we was really over, y'all. Anyway, these are the things that we need to talk about, right? Because the women gotta have something to hold on to. We just can't keep having these conversations and it don't, you know what I mean? Can't be scared to do the work. It is at times a liberating process and you feel like, yes. And then there are times where it's like, oh, how I'm going to do this? I can't do this. I can't do this. It's at those times that you don't give into that. Don't give into that. I can't do this. What am I doing? You're doing the right thing. If it feels scary and it feels it's not comfortable, you probably doing what you need to do because it's uncomfortable. All right. So I'm hoping that somebody got something out of this, that this was edifying for someone, that anybody got anything out of it. I really love y'all. I really love my community. I really love my subscribers. I really love those who come through and contribute, who spend their hard-earned money, who spend their precious time coming here, building with us. Prayers still going out to my Floridians. I'm hoping that you all are able to rebuild and that you all are safe. I want to thank everyone for their contributions through Super Chat, through Cash App, through PayPal. Thank you so very much for your likes and your participation. I also want to give a warm thank you to my support team, without which I cannot bring you this wonderful content. And I want to bring everybody's attention. We are on the move, you guys, with this Black Lives Matter organization petition. We are holding them accountable for their more than $100 million theft from the Black community. So if you want to be a part of that, and I know that you really do, thank you, Too Tall. If you want to be a part of that, and I know that you do, the link hopefully is in the chat box where you can click the link for the petition. If you're looking at this on playback, the link is in the description box as well. Please go ahead and sign, share, and contribute to the petition. I want to thank everyone once again. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.